This segment is all about selling your business in today's economy. Welcome to the program. I'm Mark Imperial, and this segment is brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals get their books done and published to educate consumers, grow their businesses, and to leave a legacy. Joining me on this segment is Al Coddington, founder of Coddington Consulting. Al, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your work and specifically let us know who are those specific types of clients that you specialize in helping.
Well, there's a lot of people that have kind of just had it with their job, and then it turns out they own the company, so they can't quit. So I help them. They want to retire, they want to do something else, maybe, or they just want to cash out and get into some other activity. Um, I work with small businesses, usually under $10 million. And it's kind of a long process. I'm licensed to sell businesses in the state of California. I'm a member of the California Association of Business Brokers and the International Association of Business Brokers. And actually, we're kind of hard to find that, but you can check those places out on the web. What we do is we talk to the business owner, and we look at everybody who buys the business has a fellow with a sharp pencil. And that guy looks at this as an investment, and he sees the rate of return on the money that he puts in by buying the business. So we go through that process in great detail so that I can present this to the buyer when I find him. We come up with something that's called owner's discretionary cash flow. Sometimes it's called EBITDA, which is earnings before interest, taxes, and amortization. But it's kind of the same thing. It's what the owner of the business takes home and puts in his pocket. We figure that out, and then we figure out what the market will bear for a multiplier of that, and that's the price of the business.
One of the
After
chief aims of this Spotlight series is really, as you mentioned, you're kind of hard to find, and we want to shed a spotlight on what business brokers do and how they help businesses. So I know these business owners have been great at creating their businesses and perhaps growing it, year after year, but how much thought do they really put into selling the business? Do they even know where to start? What are some of the biggest questions that you get?
Well, they don't usually know where to start, and usually there's quite a bit of kind of cleanup, mostly in their books. Most business owners are good at turning the crank. Maybe they're good at sales, but selling the business is something you probably only do once, maybe twice in your whole life. And the people that buy the business are a special type. And you really need to get professional guidance with that. Somebody that's been through that many times before. We often clean up the books or get the accountant in there to do it over again. And then what they call recast the books, where I show the owner's discretionary cash flow. Let me give you an example. Let's say you own a boat. Now, if you're a fishing company or something, it's pretty obvious that that's a part of the business. But if you just own the boat, really it's a personal thing. Although it's legal for you to take it off your income taxes and show it on your books, provided you do some work with it. So we go through and we take the boat out of there, and we show that as owner's discretionary cash flow and so forth. I don't usually do much to change the actual business, but we do a lot to set up a presentation of it. After that, I advertise the business. I advertise it on BizBin, BizBuySell. California Association of Business Brokers has a webpage. Those are the three that I get most of the business from. And I get people that email me or phone me or something, and we talk, and then I find somebody that wants to purchase it. I got to tell you, this is not an instant thing. Very often, I get a year contract with the people that sell it, and very often it takes quite a bit of time like that. And so we
So this
talked
isn't
about
like
it.
real estate where people decide I want to sell my house and then they just call a broker and they get going. What is the time frame like? How much time do you suggest a business owner put into preparing the business for sale when they think of selling it?
Well, when they think of selling it, I can get them into business in about a month. But then when we advertise it and we go through and have people find exactly the kind of business that you're in, well, that takes a little while. I've done this as long as 2 years, but usually within a year, there's kind of two seasons for selling a business. One, right now, it's Christmas time here where we're recording this. Nobody wants to buy a business then. But about January 15th, everybody will kind of come to and boy, we'll start getting offers on all kinds of businesses. And that goes to summer when they all go on vacation. And then nobody wants to buy a business then. And then it comes back on after kids go back to school and up until about Thanksgiving. And so those are the two seasons to sell the business. And we want to be ready for that. So this would be a good time for you to contact the business broker and let him go over your books and those kinds of things.
Great insight. Al, what inspired you to get into this business and help other owners with their transitions and selling their businesses? How did you get started?
I was working for the Small Business Administration, setting up loans and things like that as a business consultant. And I had people come to me and say, I want to get into selling my business. And I said, well, I have no idea who to send you to. I know a lot of people, but I don't think they're good guys on this kind of stuff. So finally, I decided, well, maybe I had to get into that business. I found a fellow that was an attorney and a business broker. And I asked him, he said, well, okay, I'll hire you, get a license. And it took me quite a while. And then I went to work for him. And that was about 20 years ago.
Fascinating. And so it sounds like you have a really great insight on helping people get funding for their businesses too. When it comes to like buying or selling a business to get funding with SBA and that, do you find it easy or difficult? Tell us a little bit about that.
I used to find it pretty difficult. I have been worked over by a lot of good bankers, but I found a couple that are really pretty good at this. They're honest. They tell me the truth. They actually do the loans. Geez, I've had bankers that have said they send me a letter saying, "Yeah, we'll do it," and then when it got to the end of the escrow period, I said, "Where's the money?" And they said, "Well, we're still thinking about it." And, so
Wow.
I've had all kinds of really bad things happen on that. There's two kinds of loans that the SBA will guarantee. One is called a 504, and that's for real estate. The other is called a 7A, and that's for like anything else. So you can get a 7A for your tractor, inventory, or whatever. And the SBA, usually when you buy a business, it's a 7A. Although if you have a gas station or something with where it's got real estate, then we do a 504 and a 7A.
Right on. Al, before I ask you my last question, in regards to selling a business today, is there anything I didn't think to ask you that you feel is really important to share with business owners considering selling?
Well, it's prepare your business. It's don't expect immediate results. It takes a little while. And the financing is available. And if you go to somebody that has been doing this for a while, he's got all those things figured out. And it goes pretty smoothly, actually.
For business owners listening who would like to get a hold of you, how can they find you and connect?
Well, I'm Al at coddingtonconsulting.com. My phone number is 415-827-1122. I'm a member of CAB, so if you go look on CAB, that's CABB, California Association of Business Brokers website, you'll find them. The www.coddingtonconsulting.com is my webpage, and any of those ways would be good to get a hold of me.
Al, this has been terrific. I really appreciate you taking the time to share with my audience today, and I wish you continued success for you and for all of your clients.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
That was Al Coddington, founder of Coddington Consulting. And this segment's been brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals get their books done and published to educate consumers, grow their practices and businesses, and to leave a legacy. That's all for now. I'm Mark Imperial, and thanks for joining me.